focus, determination, passion, stamina, and the will to win. The end result, the Ricmotech Sports Car Series. Extreme Motorsports brings you the Ricmotech Sports Car Series, brought to you by Ricmotech High Performance Sim Racing Equipment, and in part by TD's Tree Service. Live coverage Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. Welcome to the Autodromo Enzo Adino Ferrari, Imola in Italy, for the 7th round of the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech Sports Car Series, brought to you in part by TD's Tree Service. We are right in the thick of the season now, and it is pretty close in both of the championships. We'll get onto that in a moment. And I'm back here with Andrew Woodhouse and Alex Simpson. And Alex, I'll bring you in first. Imola, one of the newer tracks to the iRacing service, and probably one of the best ones on the service going at the moment.
Yep, do love Imola. Obviously, classic, historic track. Good couple of overtaking opportunities. Setups obviously need to be on point as well, because some high-speed sections, some slow speed, some massive curbs, and some tricky chicanes that you've got to deal with as well. Some braking and turning all at the same time. So, yeah, the balance of the car's got to be just about right. Otherwise, you're going to really struggle throughout the race here. So, yeah, I expect this one to be a good one.
Brief overview of the track there from Alex. Let's get a bit more in-depth view of the circuit now. Here's what it takes to tackle the Autodromo Enzo Adino Ferrari.
Welcome everyone to Autodrome Enzo Adino Ferrari, or as it's commonly known as Imola, located near the town of Imola right here in Italy. Great to have you with us as we provide you your track guide today in the Ford Mustang around this very fast and challenging 3-mile road course. The first motorsports event actually took place here in 1954, and the first Formula One race was held in 1963 and was won by Jim Clark in his Lotus. This course is a beauty and one of the few courses in the world that runs counterclockwise. Well, let's begin our track guide around this 3-mile road course as we get up through the gears and start heading down this long, fast front straightaway. As we come around turn 16 here, see all the pit areas on the right, the grandstands on the left. Coming out of the final corner there, we head down into turn 1, which is going to lead us to Tamburello. Turns 2, 3, and 4 as we get down through the gears. Drivers will be entering this section at about 135, 140 mile an hour. Got to be real careful coming down through the gears into this section. Want to get a good launch out of 4 there. Back up through the gears for this short straightaway. Bring us into Variante Villeneuve. Turns 5 and 6. Left-hander, tap the brake. Bring it back across the curb out of 6, get a good wide exit to get some speed up into Tosa here. Turn 7, this is a late apexing corner. Want to get that nose back down to the bottom, open that wheel up, get back to throttle to climb the first hill here at Imola. One of my favorite turns up here, Piratella, turn 8. Fast left-hander, back down into the gear. Up that wide exit there to get the speed to come back down the hill into a Cuban rally. Turns 9 and 10. Out of 9, down through the gears, 2nd through 10. and our second hill climb here at Imola. This will bring us to turns 11 and 12, Variante Alta. Very tight chicane, probably the tightest, slowest corner on the track. Through 11, back out through 12, back to throttle. Get this quick launch to come down this fast winding straightaway that brings us to Ravaza. We approach turn 13 under the walkway, heading down into Ravaza, heavy braking zone, back down into second gear. That nice smooth exit up through the gears into third, roll center here, and then slowly back to throttle out of turn 15 to head up this front straightaway. Want to get some good speed here. Great overtaking opportunity on this front straightaway as we come out of 16 and out of the final corner, turn 17, to head.
Well, here they come then. You just saw a track, guys. We'll run you through the grid. It's Dan Iannucci, Thomas, and then Kevin Ford 4th, Schiffler in 5th. In the Mazda MX-5s, it's Ash Beard, John Allen, Payton, Rob Hartley and Brian Holmes. We'll run you through the points as the evening progresses. 1 hour race about to get underway. Green flag in the air. And round 7 of the Ricmotech Sports Car Series is underway here at Imola. Good start from pole sitter Mike Dam. Pasquale Iannucci needs to be careful he doesn't get hung out to dry here, because Stephen Thomas is on the inside with a bright green and black Ford Mustang, slots into second position, and a good start from Kevin Ford as well. He's wheel to wheel Stephen Thomas as they go on the exit of the Tamburello chicane. And Andrew Woodhouse will bring you in for the first time tonight. The Mazda MX-5 is about to get the green flag.
Yes, here we go. Ashley Beard on pole position. Got a fantastic jump away from the line. And then John Allen in second place, David Payton in third, Travis Fenke fourth, and then Brian Holmes and Tom Rathje. They've got away from the front. This top 6 slightly broken away, but very good start by Ash Beard. But what it's done, Adam, is it's allowed John Allen to get a run, and he may even be able to have a go into Villeneuve.
Very intrigued to see what the Mazda MX-5s are like around this circuit. It isn't the quickest circuit in the world, but of course that run from Rivazza down to Tamburello, much different to what it was like 10 years ago or so now, should provide some good slipstream for the MX-5s. Problems in the early going for Russell Ruddock. A lot of damage to the front of his Ford Mustang. It looks like a spin on the exit of the Tosa hairpin.
Sorry, who's that?
Russell Ruddock.
Yeah, big damage. Just having a look at him on screen right now. Shame for him. Not what you want on lap 1, and way back is ready from Scott Brooks, who's just ahead of him in 17th. So, misses the chicane, just makes it worse. That'll be a nice slowdown on the first lap.
I'll tell you what, someone was lucky that he didn't take them out in the process. I think it was Mike Griffith that he sort of sided in between.
Mustangs coming ready to complete their opening lap then. Mike Dam already has a 9/10 of a second lead. Good round last week for Mike Dam. It elevated him up to second in the championship. He's now only 9 points behind Mikey Grems. Grems sits in 7th position, so he didn't get the best qualifying earlier and has only gained 1 position in the early going. He'll be hoping to get more positions than that. Otherwise, Mike Dam could be seeing himself leading the championship at the end of this race meeting.
Yeah, it's up to Mike Dam now in the middle of the season to really push towards another title. And great pole position lap, 4/10 clear of anybody else. And it looks like he's got the pace for Pasquale Iannucci in this one.
Jeff Jacobs, a slow down penalty, not one you want in the early going. New incident points warning actually for the Ricmotech Sports Car Series. 17 incidents limit for the 60-minute races like this one we got today at Imola. Any incidents above those amounts will assess penalty points in groups of 5 incidents. So if you get 18 to 22, you get a 2-point penalty, 23 to 27 3 points and onwards. It's a bit something like we see in the ASRC Sports Car Series, and that works pretty well there as a deterrent for getting too many incident points.
Yeah, I think it's a good format because, you know, obviously people like, and what I like about it, Alex, is people aren't getting disqualified left, right and centre, but they are getting punished for, you know, too many off tracks or too many collisions.
Yeah, exactly. I think when you just throw in a straight disqualification, you're using a no-fault system to blame fault, aren't you? And actually, this way the the admins can review what's gone on in the race, just take a look at all of the different incidents from a replay and sort of go, oh, yeah, he does deserve a penalty or not kind of thing, and give them the points as necessary.
Because they want, even with that system, you could potentially look at it and, you know, rescind 4Xs and things, couldn't you, if the driver's deemed to not be at fault, which you can't do with the regular system.
Mikey Grahams, championship leader. I think it must be a slowdown penalty. Dropping down out of the top 10. And he's down to 12th position at the end of lap 2. 4 positions lower than where he started. And may even lose another position here. Matthew Katila also getting another position as Mikey Grahams struggles here in the early going.
Oh, it must have been very anti-outer. Where's he gone here? Oh yeah, he missed the second curve completely in the very anti-outer, cut right across it, and that means he's down to what appears to be 13th, is it?
Yeah, 13th position now.
Wow.
Mikey Graham, he'll be hoping for better during the rest of the race. Mike Griffith, he is wheel to wheel with Stephen Thomas here as they go up the hill towards Piratella. Stephen Thomas, man from Texas. Mike Griffith from Pennsylvania.
Battle for the lead, sorry guys, I need to interfere in the MX-5s. Round the outside goes John Allen, he can't quite get the move done. Beard holds on, and that's opened up 3rd and 4th as well for a great battle. So Hartley and Payton.
Speaking of interfering, David Payton's interfering in this one now. Is he going to go up the inside into Villeneuve? Tried it. Oh, he's going to get a nice cut back here. Can't really do anything on the outside at Tozer, Adam. I don't think I've ever really seen a move done there.
Never around the outside, no. I don't think I've seen it.
I think we saw one, didn't we? Do you remember we saw one in a broadcast not too long ago?
The touring cars, was it? Or was it in the Formula 1?
Can't remember what it was, but it just went round the outside, straight around. I can't remember.
Might have been the Pro Series last year. Potentially, actually. But it's very difficult to do, is the bottom line on that one.
Yeah. Just while we've got the MX-5s up on screen, is it worth just having a quick look at the championship standings as they were going into this one?
Yeah, sure. In the Mazda MX-5s, it's Rob Hartley leading the way in the Pro standings. David Payton 22 points behind in 2nd. Brian Holmes in 3rd. Ash Beard 4th. And John Allen only 4 points behind him in 5th. In the open category, it's Chris Torman leading the way there. Dan Carrido in 2nd. Richard Lusper in 3rd. Dave Fitzgerald joint 4th with Kip Stevens, and then Edgar Sancinelli, Mike Key, Mike Taylor and Geordie Fike rounding out the open contenders in the Mazda MX-5.
Excellent. And Rob Hartley's trying to put some pressure on this group now as well, on David Payton. I'll tell you one thing with Imola, Adam, in these MX-5s and the Ford Mustangs, it actually turns into a fairly fast circuit, doesn't it?
Oh, big mistakes going on everywhere at the moment. This is around 28th, 29th, 30th. So Kip Stevens just wasn't Kip, sorry. It was who was that in the?
Was it Dan Carrido behind him? Was it?
I think it was Saunders actually who made the mistake. Just got himself a little bit out of shape. Carrido was having a look at somebody. I'm not sure who that was who went wide into the final corner there. So. Yeah, lots of things all going on at the same time.
Yeah, because it's Carrido, Mike Taylor, Sancinelli, Dorman and Saunders.
Saunders just making a bit of a mistake there at the Tamburello chicane and losing touch with the cars in front. He should be able to close up through the rest of the lap, and probably if he's within a second on the exit of Rabat, so he should be able to still pick up the slipstream.
Yeah, and it's just a lift and a downshift into the first part of Villeneuve here. Very, very quick entry, and then another lift and a downshift through the second part. And look at this now. That is Chris Torman on Edgar Sancinelli. He's got the inside line for... Well, he's got the outside line for the kink, but it will be the inside for Piratella, Adam.
See if it works. It looks like that Sancinelli has got the move done it, but he does go wide onto the runoff area on the exit. Piratella there on their way in towards Aquina Minervali. Of course, double right-hander now compared to the days of it being a tight chicane. And Sancinelli currently in 14th position in class. Torman in 15th, and Saunders closed up straight away within half a lap. He's in 16th position. Michael Key, the last position in the Mazda MX-5, isn't too far away from these three either.
He's quick as Andre Saunders. We saw him earlier on in the
as well,
season. I
wasn't he?
think, didn't he pick up a pole position?
Yeah, been away a few seasons, but I think he has been a former champion in the MX-5 class. Position changes going on. What's happened to Mike Berger and Scott Kennedy? It looks like they've been having a bit of a battle in the Mustangs.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if they've lost any positions, but yeah, that's
Mikey Grems is in there, and behind him is Matthew Catila. So Grems has got Catila, but both of them are closed in on this battle between Lauren Bateman and Michael Burgett. Burgett's going wide, and Bateman in the number 56 is trying to go through into Aqua Minerale, and yeah, Bateman is through. That's very nice.
We also mentioned that Kevin Ford's up into third, got past Schiffler earlier in the lap, so one of the admins on this league up into the podium positions.
Kevin going well. Oh!
It's
Problem for Mikey Grems there. Oh, and he's nearly spins. And that'll make him vulnerable to Matthew Catila again, the man who's just gone past. Might be going past him as well, and they're nearly 3 wide in the background.
Down the hill, they're going to Ravazza then, 2 by 2 it is here. He's going to be latest on the brakes. It's Catila in the 37 car, up the inside of Mikey Grems. Grems up into 12th position after being as low as 13th, but he's trying to take that 11th position away.
Matthew
and,
Catila there.
Possible slowdown.
Gentlemanly on the exit of Ravazza. Alex, I know what I would have done there. He wouldn't have had any space on the exit.
Well, yeah. And I think
he was 4/5 of a car length in front of him. I would have run him out to the outside and I would have been it.
And that actually just sort of shows, how fair the drivers are in the series. They've raced each other for a long time. A mistake there for Grems, I think it was there. So will he get slowed down? It looks like he has got slowed down. Just missed the apex there. And yeah, that's going to hurt him big time.
Oh, that's not. Is it Kennedy?
Yeah,
Number
it is
33?
Kennedy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. But it is easy to get slowed down in that second half of the lap. He's still serving it, it looks like. Because through goes Brandon Whitworth, the Open class champion, I believe, last time.
It is difficult, yeah, because very anti-alto, you've got a straight blast down to Ravazza, and if you pick up a slowdown in Ravazza, then you're then hampered on the massively long front straight, and it's a tricky spot. I got disqualified in a BSR race by doing in the Ravazza section, as Kevin Ford now passes Pasquale Iannucci into second position now.
Because of course there's no very anti-Bassa either anymore, so it's not as if you can even serve it by going slowly through there, as you lose a lot of time on the fast flat-out blast towards Ravazza. But yeah, Pasquale Iannucci is dropped down to third. Kevin Ford, a fantastic run here.
Battle for the lead. We're resuming in the Mazda MX-5s. Beard, Payton, Allen and Schwenke all right with each other. The front four here going over the top of the hill.
Alex, does this count as a gaggle, do you think?
I think this is a gaggle.
And it looks like John Allen's he's pretty racy in this group, but he's actually dropped down from the lead of the category to the third, Adam, in the space of half a lap. And he goes a bit wide at Aqua Minerale, which I think potentially could be a slowdown, but he survives it in this occasion.
I think if you take too much of the stuff of the runoff area on the outside, you can pick up a slowdown penalty there. So Allen needs to be a bit wary. I think he was able to stay within the limits. But look at David Payton here, right on the back of Ash Beard, two-time British Sim Racers Mazda MX-5 champion, doing the business here in the early going here at Imola. The Foxfoot car with the red roll cage and the red tyres. Going into Ravazza now, running out wide there and then back up the inside into the final left-hander, and then a straight blast to the finish line. Of course, Variante Bassa no longer here. It is a configuration that is on the iRacing service, but I've never seen an official race or a league race ever use that configuration as we come across the line. Payton then for the lead. Beard's not going to be too fussy in the early going. We've still got 3/4 of an hour to go here. And Payton up the inside, and the Canadian hits the front.
Oh, just a little point earlier on. I've just looked in the rules. Rule 10.7. It actually contradicts what I was saying earlier on. So they're not planning to modify the actual incident count based on the outcome of protests. So incidents will be, as off goes David Payton, and is Beard going to try the outside here? He did, but again, as we said before, it's tough to make that work. Although he gets the momentum out of Tozer, and on the run towards Piratella, I think he's through already. I wonder if that might be a line, Alex, that a few more people will be trying in the future.
Yeah, just like you say, just got great drive.
Fantastic
out there,
exit.
just completely clear. So that'll be one he'll have in his locker come the final lap, because I'm sure these MX-5s are going to be close throughout this race.
Just very quickly, then, so they're not going to rescind incidents, Alex. They're just going to still do the outcomes of the protests, but the incident points are going to stay.
Okay, makes sense. I guess they've got a window there as well for the points, so that you get your deduction. So it's not like you're going to get one for every single one. So.
And I suppose it means they don't have to.
Not reviewing it. Something wrong with big crash. Sorry, Katila.
Oh dear.
Around. What's happened there? The track looked blocked almost for a moment there.
This is at Tamburello. Oh dear.
Is it Mikey
Enter Scott
Kennedy?
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Californian.
Kennedy coming from a hell of a long way back, and he didn't make it. Well, he did make it. He made it into the side of Matthew Katila, and Katila would have been sat there, minding his own business, and whack. And then number 42 got a lot of it as well, Brandon Whitworth.
Well, Scott Kennedy, the man from California. I think he's going to be dreaming of Californication. He's probably thinking of devastation here. The best I could do at 2:20, but yeah,
it
Kennedy
wasn't that bad, really.
Yeah, Scott Kennedy hasn't carried on. He is in 15th place in class, and is right back on it. He's behind Brandon Whitworth here, who has got a bit of damage to the front of his car. Weirdly, more than Scott Kennedy has.
He collected the incident, didn't he? Whitworth?
Yeah.
Looks to me like Russell Ruddock is trying to work his way back through the field as well. So out of the pits, 32-second stop he had, and he's now working his way through the MX-5s as well. So we've still got everyone running, which is good to see.
Yeah, no retirement, surprisingly, after those after that last crash. Anyway, that everyone's still going, but yeah, it's good to see.
I think we just need to take a second just to take stock of Mike Dam out the front, really. 8.4 seconds clear. He's not going to get an awful lot of airtime today if he carries on pulling away at this sort of rate of knots. And Adam, I wonder if you can just sort of go through the Mustang points as well, as we haven't really touched on those yet.
Yeah, Mustang points going into this race meeting, and it is Mikey Grems leading the way in the points, but as we've been documenting so far, hasn't had the best start to the race. He only had a 9-point advantage over Mike Dam going into this race meeting, and looking at the way the points work in the series, the way the things are going, he's going to lose the championship lead. Third in the points is Tyler Schiffler, fourth Pasquale Iannucci, and only 1 point behind. And then Stephen Thomas in fifth, Lauren Bateman in sixth, only 1 point ahead of Russell Ruddock, who we saw has been having a good fight through the field. Jeff Jacobs in eighth, then Matthew Katila in ninth, and 10th Brandon Whitworth. Mike Ruddock leading the way in the open category in the Mustangs, as Mike Dam starts to lap the MX-5. Scott Brooks in second, and then it is joint third, Mike Griffith and Mike Monaghan, with Robert Brist in fifth, Scott Kennedy in sixth, Mike Burgett in seventh, with Raymond Bader Jr. in eighth, Raphael Motta only 1 point behind him, and then Ryan Tibbetts and Alex Marshall.
Saunders not really showing the pace that he's capable of this meeting. First car to, not the first car to be lapped, second car to be lapped, but still, we're not used to seeing him struggling out there, so I don't know what's quite going on, lack of practice maybe, or I don't see him get hit or anything like that, so I don't think he's got any damage, but yeah, struggling out there today.
Well, he was 33rd in qualifying, didn't set a time in practice. Andre Saunders is from Florida, so I was going to just about say maybe it's him just getting home from the West Coast. which of course is there's a 2-hour difference in terms of time zones between the east and the west. But Andre
Florida,
Saunders
though, is thingy, isn't it? East Coast, isn't it?
yeah, East Coast time. So yeah.
But,
David
but having
Payton.
said, go on.
Sorry, David Payton dropping down the order and he's off. That's
He
why.
was leading.
That's Aqua Minerali, isn't it? What happened here?
Yes. He loses the back end, hits Ashley Beard, and then does he just park it up? No, he keeps going.
Well, someone who's towed is Kip Stevens.
Hmm.
Oh dear, we've just seen what happens.
Has he fallen asleep?
Possibly. Or they must have fallen asleep at the wheel.
What is he doing? Yeah.
Goes to Piratella.
Oh, he gets on the Astro.
Oh, that can do that there, big time.
Oh, big crash. And you don't see Stevens crashing very often. But that, it's a tough corner to master, this Piratella. It's fairly blind and not a lot of room for manoeuvre on the exit.
Significant, really, because in terms of the standings, he was doing reasonably okay in the Mazda points. Fifth in the open category, joint fourth actually with Fitzgerald. So was having a relatively good season, but looks like that might be Stevens' race run. You do not get a fast repair here.
No, you don't. And if he can get back into the race, he may be able to be classified. But just on the point of Saunders again, it is possible that he doesn't know the track very well. So because we forget. I mean, even though the tracks that we know, they might not necessarily be well known by some people, especially people. I don't know how old Andre Saunders is, but if you're a bit younger, Imola might not be really that high on your list of knowledge.
Well, yeah, since about 2006, it hasn't featured on a game regularly, has it?
No, on a Formula One calendar since when was the last one here?
2006.
Yeah, so
you would have got it on Championship Edition, which but yeah, recently it's only featured on games like Project Cars on consoles anyway. Project Cars and
Assetto Corsa possibly.
That's a Corsa, yeah, as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a rarity. It's been on the iRacing service now for about a year, I think. We were testing it when we were at WEC.
Yeah, fantastic circuit, and I mean, I love it. And side by side, Tyler Shiflett, Mike Griffith going around the outside. He goes wide onto the AstroTurf. Seemed to hurt him though. Still got the momentum into Aqua Minerali. And yeah, that wasn't watered down by any means. Good move by Mike Griffith. Fantastic stuff.
Great job by Griffith, actually, because let's not forget that he is an open category contender as opposed to a pro. Not stopping him in the slightest.
I always think Aqua Minerali is a fantastic corner, and it is quite a funny name when you think about it. It just literally does mean mineral water.
There we go. Just made me remember that I should have said Ciao Tutti at the start of the broadcast.
Well, we can say Ciao Tutti, I guess, when we leave, because it means the same thing. Who's that there with... they've just gone by, it's Edgar Sancinelli, so... Sancinelli is running 32nd, and Tyler Shiflett and Mike Griffith and Iannucci just going past Chris Thorman now. And tell you what, Alex, great run by Kevin Ford so far. We haven't seen him this high up for a long time.
No, fantastic run, and there on pure ability as well, made his way up through the field, and good couple of overtakes past Shiflett and Iannucci, and he's broke away from them now, 1.9 seconds clear. So, he's got a ton of speed out there.
Yeah, no real attrition or anything, so purely through racecraft for Kevin Ford at the moment. But and bear in mind, there could be a differing fuel level in that Mustang, but it's not going to be considered different, I don't think.
We're only a few minutes away from the pit window opening here, usually about the 35 or 25-minute mark onwards. We start to see cars coming into the pits. Kevin Ford, only one top 5 to his... Actually, no top 5s to his name this season. Only one top 10, which is quite surprising. However, I do seem to remember he always seems to become late race casualties. But yeah, doing well here.
excuse me, but it so often happens that even when you don't trouble the top 5 very often, occasionally you can just have a fantastic race. I mean, look at Lance Stroll at the weekend. I mean, only one top 10 finish, and then bang, he gets it on the podium.
Maybe it could be Jolyon Palmer's turn for something like that in a few weeks.
The car is quick enough, isn't it, to probably get in the top 5. So it's on some of the tracks anyway. Where are we going next with the F1? Austria? They might struggle there, I have to say. It's a straight line speed circuit, isn't it, really? But yeah, I mean, with any luck, I mean, gosh, Palmer needs it, doesn't he? That's about I don't think I've ever seen, Alex, you've seen many seasons of Formula 1 like us, and Palmer is probably having one of the worst half seasons that I can remember anybody having.
Yeah, I think so. He's not had an awful lot of luck with reliability, and then also his own mistakes and things like that as well. So yeah, it's just
because it is the old thing where when he's driven well, the car's let him down, and then when the car's been fine, he's crashed it.
Yep, yeah, exactly. So just when you're having one of those seasons, and unfortunately, if he doesn't turn it around quickly, we won't be seeing him on the grid next year.
There's a certain Polish driver who we all really like, who could well be coming back into it, and I was just saying to Adam the other day, Alex, might as well get your opinion on it as well. Robert Kubica, it would be absolutely fantastic to see him back in the car, even if it was just for a few races or one race or something like that. Just him getting back there would be a massive achievement, wouldn't it, after those horrible injuries that he had in the rally?
Yeah, absolutely huge. So it'd be great to see him in there. Jeff Jacobs, has pitted first of the pit, 17.8 seconds. But yeah, I would love to see him back in the car, to be honest, after the accident he had in the rally car.
There's a lot of the younger fans, I say younger fans, it was 7 years since he was in a Grand Prix, but they won't know just how good he is. No. Or he was, he was a top tier driver. He was going to drive for Ferrari, wasn't he?
There was a deal rumoured about, that when
2011 was it?
Yeah, was it
2012 or 13? He was going to be in Ferrari, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think that was going to be the plan. That didn't happen, and
just quickly with Jeff Jacobs, he might be doing something similar to what we saw Clive Lawrence doing. Adam in the Club 73, be the first one in, get some clean laps. He's got a fantastic space on the track now, with clear air. He can just focus on getting his head down, getting some good laps in, and really seeing how far he can move up the order.
He might be getting his head down with some Ricmotech equipment. Because you are watching the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech Sports Car Series, brought to you by TD's Tree Service, and over to ricmotech.com for the latest sim racing equipment. And here come the Mustang pit stops. Then we've got Griffith in, Iannucci in, Thomas in, Shiflett in, Burgett in, and Scott Kennedy in. So a good half a dozen pit stops, as well as into the pits comes some more cars. Doesn't look like any sign of Mike Dam coming in just yet. However, Alex, he is starting to come up to the lead MX-5s. This could get interesting. Quite a few MX-5s there as well. About 4 or 5, 6, I think.
Having a quick look actually at the stops, all the times around about 18.3 to 22 seconds, so sort of that 4-second window. Got a couple of 17s in there now, so everybody on very similar levels of fuel or burnt the moss. So will he come in this lap though, Ali? He's got a massive lead, he doesn't need to jump in, but I would think that huge pack, he wouldn't want to drive through that, surely. You got to get in now and try and time it so that you get by them in the pits. Let's see what he does.
He's either got to get in now or wait a couple of laps. But I think how much time did Jeff Jacobs lose?
52 seconds or 53 in the pit lane.
I think he's got a really nice gap then, because Scott Brooks in 10th, 1 minute 1 behind. The only person who might be affecting him when he comes out might be Leon Wright, but again, he's got to pit as well at some point. So
Kevin Ford in as well. Is the 4-second difference in times that we're seeing, Alex, just people taking 4 tyres as opposed to left sides or right sides only?
Could be. I'm not too sure on that one, to be honest.
Because we are seeing some of the Mustangs like Jeff Jacobs and Scott Kennedy doing 17.7 seconds, and other cars like Tyler Schiffler and Stephen Thomas doing 22. Dam does a 22.8. Going. Should stay in second position. Where's Leon Wright?
It's not counted his time, which is a bit unfortunate.
Right, as he comes, Leon Wright and Bateman are the only 2 Mustangs in front of him, and they are the 2 Mustangs that are yet to pit. 22-second stop for Kevin Ford. So he should come out in the same position as before. As I see I saw a car spun, but that's just my eyes deceiving me. And as always, there seems to be the proven trend over the time we've been covering the Ricmotech Sports Car Series. The MX-5s waiting just a little bit longer to serve their mandatory pit stop.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for them as well because although they have been lapped, haven't they, most of them by the leaders, so not going to save them a massive amount of time, but yeah, just maybe decide to run a little bit longer. And we always see the 2 class leaders, don't we, coming together at the end of the race, but I think for Mike Dam, he hasn't got any company, so you don't have to worry about that.
Is it a mass pit? It is a mass pit.
Is.
Look at it.
NASCAR style race off pit road. Here, there's the top 6 all come in. Ash Beard, Schwenke, Tom Rathje, Rob Hartley, Brian Holmes. They now rely on their strategies to get them out in front. Now, judging from times we've seen already, John Allen did a 16.5 second stop. He was the one that spun at Alcona Minerali earlier. It'll be interesting to see if he's gained any time since that pit stop and could be back in the mix when it finishes. Rathje first off pit road, and it looks like a very slow stop for Ash Beard. Maybe some required repairs. That rear end did have a bit of damage to it. He comes out at the rear of this train. It's Rathje leading the train out of the pit lane. Schwenke second, Holmes third, Hartley fourth, and Beard in fifth. Here comes John Allen, I think. There he is.
Yep. Oh yeah, and he's gonna clear everybody here, is he? Yeah, he does. He just about clears Rathje. And Saunders is up there. He pitted yet, Saunders?
No.
No.
I was going to say, I thought he was a long way behind. I wondered how he managed to do that.
But Allen was a 53.98 in the pit stop time lost. All the other guys, 56, 58, 57, so very, very quick.
Yep. Rathje's been a lot better this season, hasn't he? He's up there. And he wasn't really featuring in last season, was he?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And like you say, just always there or thereabouts at the moment. So, is that Dam? That is Dam. He's not. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough laps, was there, for him to come out and pit? So he's still come out in and around this MX-5 battle, but hasn't held him up too much.
Tom Rathje, 2 top 5s to his name this season, and he's been in the top 10 in every single race meeting. Proves your point there. You're having a very good run of things here. Doing well again inside the top 4 in the Mazda MX-5s here at Imola. One thing that has changed since the pit stops have taken place in the Mustangs is that Pasquale Iannucci is now up to second position. That 18.3 second stop has managed to leapfrog him ahead of Kevin Ford, who now finds himself in third position in the Mustangs.
3 seconds quicker in the pit lane, really. Well, so 57.7 against a 1 minute and 1 minute flat for Kevin. So
Now Pasquale Iannucci, Alex, he hasn't got any wins yet this season. I'm surprised he's got 5 top 5s out of this 6 really, because he doesn't seem to have made too much of an impact here this season. But yeah, up inside the top 2 here, and well, he might not have too much for Mike Dam. Still doing pretty well. The car looks pretty clean as well.
yeah, I mean, Iannucci definitely seems to me as if he doesn't have as much time to sort of prep like he he did last season, where he always used to feature right at the sharp end and battling the guys. He's always there or thereabouts, puts in good qualifying times, but seems to me like he's just not able to test the sort of long runs and keep that consistency going, so he's just dropping off a little bit more than the others this season, and I think that just comes down to maybe a bit of lack of testing. I could be wrong, could be testing just as much as he was before, but yeah, it just looks to me like just something just a little bit off this season, but still, like you say, like the top 5's good consistency. That's why he's still featuring well in this championship.
They're about to arrive on the scene of the front of the Mazda MX-5s here, the battle for second position. We've got the inside of Andre Saunders, who is still yet to make his pit stop as they go through Piratella. Kevin Ford also now trying to get by. A bit of damage now to the front end of that Ford Mustang as he goes up the inside into Aquino Minerali. Pasquale Nucci now just behind the two teammates of Hartley and Holmes. And just in front of them, the battle is on for, that is second in class between Schwenke and Rafjay. Effective second position because Geordie Fike is still yet to make a pit stop, but he is leading the class.
Yeah, you can run these MX-5s for quite some time. We do see that pretty much every race, someone will stay out there right until the absolute car is almost on fumes.
Oh, as Iannucci goes by, that's opened the door for Hartley to get at the inside of his teammate. That was really opportunistic there, because look at the gap that he's managed to get to Kevin Ford behind him. To come across the line to start lap what will be lap 18 of the race. The gap between Iannucci and Ford is now nearly 1.5 seconds. So Iannucci very good with the traffic there, and you've got to beat in a multi-class racing.
Yeah, he's going to get a couple of more here as well, so even better for him. So yeah, Ford needs to start working that traffic as well as he can. Catch it just at the right time, and I think he's going to catch it here, but have to wait through Villeneuve. I don't think he's going to be able to do any kind of move there, so he's going to lose even more time. It looks like another 0.3 of a second so far.
At 1.5, as he can't get by into Tosa either.
Yeah.
Tosa. Oh, Kevin Ford. We did speak earlier.
That right there is, you know, just getting a bit hasty off of the gas. He knew he needed to get them quickly, and that 1.5 has gone up to 3.6 seconds now, so big mistake really. Kev's going to have all that work to do again that he did at the start of this race. I'm sure he can. Was able to close in, overtake both Tyler Shiflett and Iannucci, and then pull away as well, so just going to have to do it all again.
Kevin Ford, this season of the Ricmotech Sports Car Series, he's only had that one top 10, finished 8th at Sebring. Since then at Phillip Island he finished 11th, Bathurst 35th, Sonoma he finished in 27th position, and right there that could have been another written off Ford Mustang, as he's still having issues negotiating these Mazda MX-5s. It looks like Alex, or maybe Andrew could bring in on this. Apart from the front straight, the Mazda MX-5 seems to be a little bit on par with the Ford Mustang here.
Excuse me, sorry. We've seen it a few times this season, haven't we? But where the Masters have been far superior in the corners. I've forgotten already which track it was that we were at a few weeks ago, where it was tough for the Mustangs to get through.
Oh, but Sonoma.
Sonoma, yeah, it was, wasn't it? And these guys have got to be patient. And Kevin Ford did show a lot of patience there, but didn't help his lap time. Just in that battle there, Rafji is now pretty close to Schwenke as well. So, providing they don't get interfered with too much, Rafji will be right on him soon.
Just as you say that, in typical fashion, he's absolutely sandwiched between a couple of Mustangs, so loses a whole bunch of time.
They were just talking about Kevin Ford's finishing positions. I should say that he does seem to do pretty well in qualifying. 5th at Infineon last week, 11th at Bathurst, 7th at Phillip Island, and 14th at Sebring. Those are the races that Kevin Ford has done, so it shows he does have the pace, and he's showing it here. Just needs to get those results on the board. That save might just help him get a podium finish.
Banking those points, isn't it? You really need to do that, and it's all right being good in qualifying, but yeah, you need to convert those results. Look at this now with Shiflett, Svenke, and Griffiths. Shiflett hasn't given up on Griffith, who he was very, very fast, wasn't he, at Daytona and a couple of other rounds this season, Mike Griffith, but he hasn't seemed to be able to string a good qualifying or a good race together in the last few weeks.
No, Mike Griffith, hasn't
Sorry, good qualifying and a good race. He's done one or the other, hasn't he, really? You have his results there, actually.
Yeah, you probably you were thinking there. I was just trying to dig them up for you. Mike Griffith, he finished 34th at Infineon he finished 4th at Infineon. That was me getting his start and finishing together. He finished in 16th at Watkins Glen after starting on the pole. Of course, that race was pretty unusual for a whole load of reasons.
Yeah.
Started 2nd at Bathurst and finished 11th. Started 20th at Sebring, finished 40th, started 5th at Daytona at the start of the season and finished in 6th. So he hasn't been able in any of these races that he's done this season to improve on his qualifying position. So here today it's Imola, Shiflett. He's where he started in 5th. Fancy the 4th position just up the road. Hoping he can get that position.
Well, Griffith that you were talking about, has moved up 3 positions from 7th on
Sorry,
the grid.
I was looking at someone else.
I apologise. Yes.
No need to apologise for proving something right. There you go.
Well, I'm not right that often. You know this by now. As Rathje, Holmes, and Hartley, with Stephen Thomas having a bit of involvement in this as well.
Well, Stephen Thomas is one person who has lost positions during this race. He's got a whole lot of the Mazda MX-5s around him, probably much to his annoyance.
He was very strong last week at Sonoma, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Stephen Thomas 5th in the championship going into this race meeting. At Sonoma last week he finished in 6th, so a top 10 result there. Came very close at Bathurst to getting a win. Finished in the runners-up spot. Finished on the podium as well at the Glen. So he's had a good run of form recently. 3 top 6 finishes. In fact, the only time he's not been in the top 10 was the opening race of the season at Daytona, Stephen Thomas. So proves why he's inside the top 5 in the championship.
We might have lost a couple of drivers now, first 2. And I'm not seeing Michael Ruddock. I don't know if he's in the pits getting serviced or not, but stationary for a long time. And Russell Ruddock as well.
I think they might have both been hit by the same internet issue. Well, Russell Ruddock's definitely had a connection issue. He's been kicked from the server, but don't know what's happened to Michael.
It would make sense, I guess, that they've both been taken out at the same time with the connection problem.
Yeah. And that's pretty unfortunate, to be honest. I suppose these things happen in sim racing. The equivalent of one car having a problem and the other team having to withdraw the second car, isn't it?
What an amazing hour that was during the race.
It was a good race, wasn't it? I think it wasn't maybe as close as what we've seen in the past, but it was certainly full of interest, even with a very, very small LMP1 category. So
I don't know what your thoughts are on this, but there's been plenty of articles produced since SIP saying that this is the beginning of the end for the LMP1 class as a whole, really.
It could be.
You reckon they're pushing it too far now in terms of what's going on there?
I think it's started. I think a lot of it's going to sound very controversial, but I think a lot of WEC fans who sort of go and say, "Oh, it's much better than Formula One. It's this, this, and this." Well, Audi, Porsche, Toyota are and were putting in as much money as Formula One teams, potentially even more. So. It's running the risk, Alex, where people can't compete in that class easily because it just costs too much money. Like no independents can do it, so it's really down to manufacturers, and manufacturers are reluctant to put all those hundreds of millions of pounds into developing a car for Le Mans.
Yeah, I think Le Mans and the 24-hour race has, over the last sort of 5, maybe 10 years, there's been this push as being all about emerging technologies. You know, trying to get obviously the hybrid cars in there and things like that. It was all about pushing what they could do, and you know, before that it was all about diesels and being fuel efficient and things like that. And you know, we saw the rise of the diesel car, you know, on the on the road. And then of course, you know, with Le Mans and the hybrids, it all become about the hybrids and things like that. But unfortunately now the emerging technology is moving to a different series, and that is Formula E. A lot more cars are on the road, and manufacturers are investing more in, you know, full electric cars, which of the LMP1 and that kind of endurance class, until we get to the point where you know, we can get some serious life out of
which is,
you know, these fuel cells and things like that. But yeah, I agree, because for the racing purist and stuff like that, and that's why they've
these
left
cars
the LMP2 class alone, though. I think, you know.
Sorry,
sorry.
Just to interrupt the debate for a moment. There's been a spin at Tamburello. Andre Saunders just gives Dan Carrido a bit of a nudge there, missing his braking point a bit, but I don't think they lose any positions. But yeah, just a small moment down at the Tamburello chicane. In fact, there's a nice free car scrap as well going on between Raf J, Hartley and Holmes as the race enters its final course.
Covered that one as Raf J. Oh no, he's okay. I thought he might have got to slow down for a second, but Hartley going through then. Can he outbrake him? Or can Raf J come back at him? Hartley goes through, and this might allow Ash Beard to have a run, maybe into Villeneuve. Oh, he does have a slight overlap here. Might be able to go up the inside, Adam.
Oh, now
no!
Oh dear! Now that is we saw Giancarlo Fisichella did that in the 98 San Marino Grand Prix, but and it ended in similar results, and Brian Holmes doing his best to replicate that.
Just a quick point to end our discussion, Alex. It's such a shame if it is the demise of LMP1, because we've seen those cars in action and they are magnificent cars. They're so quiet, and yet the acceleration is frightening. Yeah, the cornering speed.
You're right. It will be a shame to see that, but maybe, you know, they're all you know, without the LMP1s, the LMP2s will pick up a little bit, and they'll give them a bit more power and things like that, because actually they resemble an LMP1 from the outside in a lot of ways compared to what they used to back in the day now. So,
well, I think I know what the answer is, potentially. I don't know if it's true or not, and I don't know if the purists of Le Mans will hate me forever for this, but I think we've got a ready-made solution in having turning LMP2 into P1, using LMP3 as P2, and then bringing in GT3 instead of GTE, and having all that competition between all the different manufacturers that you get in things like the Blancpain series, where you get, you know, there's 8-10 manufacturers going for the wins in GT, and the balance of performance. Stefan Rattel and those guys, they seem to get it right nearly every time.
Got some great cars in the Blancpain series as well, like the Bentley and
the Bentley, and
yeah, quite possibly.
I mean, just quickly, are LMP3 cars quicker than the GT3 cars? You would imagine they are, but are they quicker in a straight line and things?
Yeah, don't honestly know.
That might be interesting.
Don't know the actual answer.
But I think you have got a solution, because there are about 20 people who could have fought for the win in if that was LMP1. You know, if LMP2 was P1. So
Rebellion have had to forced to go down to LMP2. Quite remarkable, actually. You were bringing up a moment ago how long ago it is that we were running the the diesel was the future. Yeah, it's 2017 now. It was 10 years ago where we had the Audi R10 TDIs going, and we had the Seat Leon TDIs ripping it up in both the British and the World Touring Car Championship.
I think the emission scandals don't help, though, do they?
Oh,
And things like no, it's true though, isn't it?
Yeah,
and,
it does.
that's partly why Audi are gone, isn't it?
Pretty
That
much.
was that was that was it.
You know, it's all owned by VW, isn't it? At the end of the day, and they were the one fabricating the results. So yeah, they have to be seen as being completely clean, don't they? And that's the reason the switch.
To be honest, I still think it doesn't matter about the racing, you know, really. But I always think these things aren't related. I don't see the point of pulling the plug on a racing program just because you've got some sort of scandal elsewhere. But again, I'm not. Maybe there's smarter people than me out there. I don't know. But
still, the thing is though, is that with them ploughing all that money into Formula E for development, you know, it does help their road. It does help the R&D on their roadside. You know, selling
That's
cars
true, yeah.
through the week. So
and they are in Formula E.
yeah, the hybrid technology has been perfected now. You know, it's not going to get any better. They've got it absolutely spot on. They're getting as much energy out of it as they can, and it works well. And it's actually more efficient to run with petrol nowadays as well, so than it is with diesel, and less emissions and things like that. So they've got that as low as they can possibly get, which is why I think they're coming out of that.
There wasn't a big manufacturer coming into Formula E again. I forget who it is because it's so late in the day, but I'm sure somebody's. I'm sure there's quite a big manufacturer potentially joining Formula E soon.
Through the paperwork. Yeah, I'll have a look.
Yeah, got quite a close battle on the track again. It still rages between Tom Rathje and Ashley Beard.
It is
for 20th and 21st.
I think you're thinking of Mahindra. Mahindra making an entrance to Formula E next season after pulling their MotoGP entry, by the way.
Really?
Aren't
Mahindra in Formula E anyway then?
I'm
sure they were there. I'm sure they were there anyway.
They've reaffirmed a long-term commitment to Formula E.
I'm sure there was a big manufacturer who was thinking about Formula E. I don't know if it is Porsche or someone like that, but I'm sure there's a real heavyweight of the going in there anyway.
Got Citroen this season, yeah. But yeah.
Right, yeah.
Got 10 minutes to go, 8 minutes to go.
They've been in with DS Virgin though for a long time as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, who knows?
It's a team managed by me in Motorsport Manager, doing a good job as well.
Maybe I just imagined that. I don't know. I'll find out.
Mike Dam leading the way then, with 8 minutes to go. He's 23 seconds ahead of Pasquale Iannucci. I don't think we've seen a dominance on this scale all season. Kevin Ford in third, Mike Griffith in fourth, Tyler Schiffler in fifth, with Stephen Thomas sixth, Mikey Graham seventh, Bateman in eighth, ninth, Jeff Jacobs and Leon Wright in 10th. In the MX5s, John Allen relatively comfortable now. Problem for Matthew Katila. Matthew Katila briefly, he's had a spin. That is Variante Alta. How did this transpire? Oh, introducing Scott Kennedy again. But in Scott Kennedy's fairness, Katila was very slow on the exit of the Alta chicane.
I've just found some information, by the way, saying that the FIA have homologated for several manufacturers for 2018-19 Abt, BMW, DS, Jaguar Land Rover, Mahindra, Nextev, Penske. I think that might have been who it was. Penske, Renault, and Venturi. I think so. Yeah, Penske and BMW are the ones I think coming in.
Penske, yeah.
Penske have been doing this a long time. They know what they do.
Penske on the grid this season, I think, with the Dragon Racing team. But yeah, and I think Andretti have got their own manufacturer as well. But yeah, running for the MX-5s quickly as well as we come on the back of that Matthew Katila moment. John Allen, relatively comfortable lead here. He's got a 2.5 second lead over Travis Venke in second, and about for third continues between him and Rob Hartley. The gap just half a second as we enter the closing stages. It's a 2-minute lap here, so we haven't got too many laps left in this race. Rob Hartley in third, he is 4 seconds ahead of Tom Rathje, who is just under a second ahead of Ash Beard, who, after leading the opening half of the race, that pit stop, that 23-second pit stop, has really hampered his chances of getting a win here.
Yeah, it's a shame for Katila as well, because he was running a little bit further up the field, lost a lot of time. Mike Dam leading by 24 seconds. I don't think we've seen anybody dominate one of these 1 hour races like this ever, and he's just absolutely flying out there.
Here comes Hartley, guys, for second place. Is he having a look? No, he just settles back in. These guys are catching up, Alan, and Alan once again really short on the fuel. So I'm hoping
Keeps doing this, doesn't he?
Yeah, I hope he's not going to run out on the final lap again. And Kevin Ford back within 1 second of Iannucci. I was watching that battle just a moment ago. He got within 1 second, then caught some traffic again and dropped back. So he's had to work his way back there, and now it's only half a second.
Now
I
this
think Iannucci might have made a couple of tiny errors, might he? I think that's why he's lost a few tenths here, a few tenths there. But Kevin Ford, look at the speed through Variante Alta. He's really getting close to him now.
very close indeed on the exit of the Variante Alta.
He won't get a lot of slipstream here though. Right down to Rivazza. Got to be closer than that.
Just also before they go on to the run show, I should mention we just were talking about John Allen.
Oh no, it's alright. I thought Iannucci had really messed up Rivazza. He went a little bit wide, but that was all.
Oh, they run out so wide, don't they, onto the exit curb there. I can tell you that John Allen has got no top 10s this season, which is quite remarkable. 11th, 17th, 25th, 22nd and 24th his finishes. He's on for a class victory here. He can hold on for the final 4 minutes as Kevin Ford, here he comes.
How was Alan not 1-1? That's crazy.
You all maybe?
Ford just not able to get by there. He didn't really close up at all in the slipstream, so not sure what that was about.
He's won one, Alex. I do apologise. I'm looking at his overall finishes rather than his class finishes.
Oh.
There you go. Yeah, he has won one race this season in his class. Going for his second class victory here with 3 minutes to go.
Hartley's gaining on Travis Svenke, the second position. Coming over the line to start lap 27. But he's not close enough really, because he's had to move out of the way. Move off the line for the Mustang. But they are, you're right, they're really catching Alan. Alan's had a slow lap, hasn't he, again?
2067.
205. Well, I say slow, it's not really slow, but 2059 for Svenke, and Svenke's pulling Hartley along with him. It's going to be a great finish.
As it always seems to be in either one of the classes. Sometimes we get both classes racing for the win on the same bit of track at exactly the same time.
Hartley's ever so close now, isn't he?
Yeah, the Rob Hartley car with the yellow roll cage. Overtake. Stephen Thomas has just been overtaken by Tyler Shiflett. Sorry, Tyler Shiflett's been overtaken by Stephen Thomas, I should say, as they go into the race.
Okay. Thomas finding some pace in the second half of the race.
Thomas up to 5th, Shiflett down.
Oh, a little mistake for Shiflett as well. That was really what let Thomas in all over the shop, trying to control the car, and then realised he was under a bit of pressure, missed up the exit.
Mike Dam on the penultimate lap of the race. Know that much now, just over 2 minutes to go. He's just going through the Villeneuve chicane. Iannucci and Ford going into the Tamburello chicane for the penultimate time. Still no advances from Kevin Ford. Maybe in the back of his mind knowing that a podium would be a very good result for Kevin Ford.
No way. He's been that much quicker than Iannucci all race. He'll want this. You know, he's had that second place. He dropped back with the pit stop, the long stop, probably the longest stop out of all of the front runners. So played it safe, but he'll want that back now. He was so quick at the start of this race. Didn't hesitate in getting past them. He'll want to do it now.
Well, like I say, I mean,
There we go. We know who's the one that's very humble in the commentary box. Me, but there we go.
Like I say though, Mike Dam, I mean, goodness me, it's like he's got a different motor in that Ford Mustang, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. I mean, 25 seconds.
Oh, Svenke and Hartley side by
Hartley,
side.
yeah. Wheel to wheel for this, and Hartley is through into the Villeneuve chicane, and look, John Allen,
Yeah.
he's there. What's the gap?
He's there for the taking for Hartley. If Hartley wants it badly enough, he can get this.
One more lap.
They are going to get one more lap after this one. Scott Kennedy's coming to the pits for a second time, so that's one car that looks like it's short on fuel. And the Mustangs anyway. Mike Dam crosses the line, gets the white flag. This will be the final lap. And yeah, what a dominance it has been by the Canadian. Number 93. Number made famous in the world of two wheels.
If Ford's going to do it, this is the lap he needs to do it, I think. Obviously.
Over the line, yeah.
This straight
the
is
running
my
lap.
end,
This is
sorry.
the last one, so the facts are right. You know, it's good fact checking there, mate. That was good.
It's late. Give me a break.
It is late. It is late.
This is calculating that.
Is it too late for Kevin Ford though, or has he got? Is there enough of it left? Is there enough of this lap left to for him to make a move somewhere? Let's have a look then. Oh, I tell you, I think John Allen's come up with a pretty good lap this time.
Gap's just going to be about a second between Allen and Hartley as they go onto the.
Schwenke's
Right.
close. He might be able to get back here.
They're in the slipstream now of Allen as well, so they're pulling towards him.
Let's have a look. 2:06.8 for Allen. Oh, 2:05.9 for Hartley. They did make up a second.
Could be with them right by the end then. But it might just be a bit too late. But they have got some traffic in front. They've got Mike Taylor.
Ford is so close to Iannucci now as well, Adam.
Yeah,
Really,
going for
really
Minerali.
close. Good run here. This could be it.
Up to the very anti-Elsa for the final time. I'm sure that Mike Dam's not too far away from getting the race victory as well. They're coming up on some MX-5s as well. This could change the race.
One of them
Oh,
nearly
that's
crashing.
a slowdown surely for Ford. He took so much of the curve. He turns
Oh! Mike Dam's coming across, gentlemen.
in, and he wins at Imola. Right, back to the battle for second. Into the final two corners. Ford has got second place, it looks like. What a dramatic last lap overtake. He took so much of the curb on the Variante Alta. I thought he was certain going to get a slowdown penalty, but there we go. Final lap overtaken. Kevin Ford is going to come through, take the runners-up spot.
What a battle. Very, very good
Front
battle.
of the MX-5s, it looks like Allen's okay. 1.4 seconds clear, so it's been Svenke and Hartley battling this lap. Stop them from getting to the leader.
Oh, Schwenke was going to go for the inside lunge there on Rob Hartley.
Allen's got some traffic as well.
That's bad timing.
That's awful timing. I think he's okay though. He's got enough of an advantage. He doesn't need to do anything silly here, John Allen.
Going to be close.
Oh dear me, this is awful for Allen, but I think he's going to be absolutely fine.
Oh, Svenke's so close. He's got to run, surely.
Going to be a drag race, I think.
Gonna be
Hartley's
very
giving him the
close.
inside as well. Here comes the line. It's going to be Schwenke, isn't it? Yeah,
Hartley's
Schwenke's
out
going to
of
get
fuel.
second.
Hartley's out of fuel.
You're all right, I think it is coughing. Yeah.
Wow.
Allen perfect on fuel this time, so gets himself another win.
Ralph J 4th, Ashbeard 5th, Payton going to come across the line and take 6th. He was leading the class at one point. As
Another
the rest of
battle
them
going on here. This is between Michael Monaghan and Brandon Whitworth. They're 4/10 of a second apart. Coming out of the final corner, comes down to 3/10. This is going to be a drag race to the finish line as well.
Oh, Dan Carrido's out of fuel.
Oh.
Look how close he is as well.
Oh,
He's completely out.
Yeah,
That'll
he's
put
gone.
him another lap behind. In fact, he won't lose any places there. He's 30th already, so he's going to stay there, I think. Yeah, that hasn't actually cost him at all. I think that might have been one of the reasons he didn't bother finishing.
We should just speak more about Mike Dam. I haven't really had to today. He's been in that far in control. And yeah, did a fantastic job, winning by 27 seconds in the end over Kevin Ford. Never really looked trouble for him at the moment the race got underway. And I know that Clint Vigus isn't here. He was usually one of his key rivals during the season, but yeah, Mike Dam still doing the business.
That was a great performance. I don't think we've seen a performance as good as that from anybody this season. Did he get the fastest lap as well?
Yes, he did. So he got the whole lot.
Practice, qualifying, fastest lap, led every lap, won the race. Yeah, I mean, fantastic. Well, I don't know if he led every lap actually, but he might as well have done.
Yeah, he did.
Did he? Well,
yeah.
There you go then. Absolutely fantastic. You cannot ask for better than that, can you? At all.
Ready for the finishing order then. As Mike Dam takes the victory, he wins. Kevin Ford second. That is Mike Dam's 4th win of the season as well. Most wins by any driver this season. Pasquale Iannucci in 3rd. Mike Griffith 4th. 5th for Stephen Thomas. 6th Tyler Shiflett. 7th championship leader Mikey Grams. I think he might just be handing the yellow jersey of the Ricmotech Sports Car Series over to Mike Dam as we leave here. Lauren Bateman in 8th. 9th Leo Wright and 10th Jeff Jacobs. 11th for Michael Burgett. 12th Murphy Catila. 13th for Michael Monaghan, 14th for Brandon Whitworth, and then Scott Brooks and Scott Kennedy bringing up the rear of the class. Oh, good day of your name, Scott. John Allen takes the win there in the MX-5. 2nd, Travis Schwenke, just out dragging Rob Hartley to the line, who was starting to choke on fuel. Tom Rathje in 4th, 5th for Ash Beard, 6th for Dave Payton, 7th Richard Losberg, 8th Geordie Fike, then Russell Ruddock, who had 2 visits to the pits, late splash and dash for him. Edgar Sancinelli in 9th in class, 10th Mike Taylor, 11th Michael Key, 12th Dave Fitzgerald, who had to visit the pits twice as well. 13th in class for Dan Carrido, we saw him spluttering across the line running out of fuel. Chris Torman in 14th, Mike Roddick in 15th, in 18th in the Mustangs, 32nd overall. Kip Stevens, we saw his crash at Piratella. He was out early on. Brian Holmes had a crash at the Villeneuve chicane 2/3 of the way through the race. And Andre Saunders, also another of the retirees. He ended up finishing 10 laps down.
Kip Stevens actually did finish the race after as well. So
yeah,
he got back out there and finished the race. I don't know if I imagine he'll get a few points from that. I'm not sure what the rules are in terms of how you get classified here for being a few laps down, but yeah, you should get something out of that. Right, I believe, Alex, if we can grab our winner, then yeah, we can now speak to Mike Dam. Mike, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, I tell you what, I'd be very, very surprised if you've ever done such a perfect race as that.
Yeah, I mean, not that I had everything going for me on this one, clear track, and I seemed to have a little bit of a jump on the rest of the field. So I just tried to run clean, and it worked out.
I believe this could be the first time. I'm not 100% sure, but could be the first time in the series history potentially that we've had someone fastest in practice, qualifying, win the race, lead every lap, get the fastest lap. I mean, it sounds pretty good when you put it like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Do you like the circuit? Is it one that you've done a few times before, or is it your first time here? What have you done?
Oh yeah, I love this circuit. It's a blast. I find it really, I don't know. It suits me, and I love it. I raced it. Was it last season? It might have been 2 seasons ago. We raced it with the series, so have a little bit of familiarity with it. So yeah, but it worked out pretty good.
I mean, we all love it, and I think the racing's always really, really good here, and that's what we've got this time. The season so far has been pretty good, hasn't it? It's been a tiny bit up and down for you, but going into the second half of the season, what are you looking to focus on going forward?
Yeah, I just got to finish every race, in at least a top 5 position, I think. I dropped the first two, or the first and third race. I think I dropped, so I gotta finish clean in the rest of the races to have a chance here. But Mikey's got a good jump on the points, or I think it's close. But he's definitely the one. Him and Pat are really close, so I got to keep on finishing in a good position, and I might pull this off.
Yeah, got to keep it up for the rest of the season. Adam, where are we next week?
We are at probably the latest track on the schedule to Mike down. We head to Wisconsin for Road America.
That'll be a good one. Lots of drafting there.
Yeah, and
I definitely
we should be close.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to pull out a lead like I did in this race here.
Well, are you a fan of Road America then? Is it one that you've done a lot of practice on, or?
I'm really familiar with it. I wouldn't say I love it. It's probably one of my lower down tracks. So
Best get on the practice then this week.
yeah. I've had lots of practice. I'm just not very good at it per se.
Well, Mike, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, mate. Fantastic job tonight. Really, really good performance. Is there anybody you'd like to give a thanks to? And yes, anything to before we go? Yeah,
I'd like to thank all our sponsors, Ricmotech, Frank at Ricmotech, and TD's Tree Service for sponsoring us. I want to give a shout out to Kevin Ford. He finished in second place tonight. He hasn't been on the podium for quite a while, so that's a good accomplishment for him. For him to finish like that and have this running this series like he does, it's good to see.
All right. Well, thanks very much for joining us, Mike, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, have a good one.
Then
We'll move.
I was going to say, Adam, you can pick the next victim, but it looks like you already have.
Oh yeah, I was just about to suggest it. Yeah, the race winner for the second time this season in the Mazda MX-5's John Allen.
Evening, fellas.
Well, it looked like the Schwenke and Hartley were starting to close on you towards the end, but did you have it all under control towards the closing stages of the race?
Under control is a strong phrase, but I had a goal of not trying to get a few bonus points on the incident, and I was right on the cusp. So I drove the last 22 minutes incident free because one more would have cost me a little bonus point. So I was trying to manage that, but honestly, as close as they were getting in the last few laps, if I had to take it, I was going to take it. And I just got lucky enough to have one more lap. They probably would have been on me.
You lost a few positions in the championship, of course, because I don't think you did in Finion last week. But the race victory here at Imola, it should boost your championship prospects going into the next race meeting at Road America.
Yeah, I don't know where I'll stand on actually having drop weeks to use at the end of the season. I may just have to have 2 weeks I didn't run, and those are them. So that's going to hurt a little bit. But I needed a victory pretty bad, so I'm happy.
What was it like in terms of the pace out there? Because it looked like the Mustangs had the legs on the MX-5s down the straight, but most of the rest of the lap, it looked like the MX-5s could really compete with the.
Especially back to back. I mean, the last couple turns, really the whole last section. Coming out of that tight. I always forget the name of that real tight uphill turn. But from there on, I mean, there's maybe the Mustangs a half second faster till the final turn, and then they run away from you. So managing traffic was very important, and I gave way a couple times just thinking, it's going to benefit me more in the end to give it up now because there's no place in the next quarter lap that is going to be easy.
Would you prefer it in that sense then that there'd be a bigger difference in terms of pace between the Mustangs and the MX-5s, or at least it would make it easier for the Mustangs to lap you in a sense?
Yeah, it would, but I like the challenge of it. I think it adds a degree of strategy to the race. Quite frankly, that's a lot of times you'll see me pitting early, and a lot of times that's just so that my relative is more free to see the oncoming traffic. And if I'm on my own for a few laps, it's a lot easier to manage the traffic if you're by yourself and not worried about losing a pack or dropping a pack. You can pick and choose your spot to let a Mustang through.
Well, next week then, Road America. The Mustang winner Mike Dam has already said there's going to be a lot of drafting in their class. It seems to be a lot of drafting at any track we go to in the MX-5s. I think we're going to see a little bit more of it there next week.
Yeah, that's Road America is a perfect example of that. I think it was a couple seasons ago we finished up and there was a pack of maybe 7, maybe 8 cars still within a second and a half on the Mazdas at the end of the race. So that's got to be some kind of record that it's only broken up that much after all the pit stops. I'm looking forward to something like that again.
Very well. Before we let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anybody?
Yeah, absolutely. The series, with you guys at the mics and the support from Frank at Ricmotech and Kevin and Jeff. Despite all the other things they're juggling in their personal lives, they got this down pat at this point, and they have our respect and our appreciation for what they do for us here. And we haven't seen TD a lot this year, but as always, his sponsorship means a lot as well, and just the group of racers as a whole. We hope we put on a good show, and quite often I think that's the case.
Great. Well done on your second win of the season. It was a tough one around Imola, and yeah, best of luck next week at Road America.
Thanks, guys.
We are now joined by probably one of the happiest people in the race today, Kevin Ford, a runners-up spot. Well done.
Thank you. Happy, joy. I am a happy camper tonight, indeed.
Well, I was saying that you would have been happy with a podium. However, Alex was egging you on to get that runners-up spot. Talk us through that final lap up at the Variante Alta.
Well, it all started with 3 attempts to close in on the 8 car, and after the second attempt, I thought, well, I'm going to sit here and wait for an opportunity. Well, I blew that, got loose coming out of Tosa, and coming into that final lap, I knew I had one shot, and there were 2 places that I was closing on them, and that was through Variante there, and then down through.
Well, I think you'll be very happy with this. I think it's probably your highest finish of the season so far. I think the next best is an 8th place finish at Sebring. So not only a top 10 finish, not only a top 5 finish, but a podium as well and a runners-up spot as well.
Well, thank you guys. Yeah, it's been, I think it's my highest finishing position last season and this season. So it feels good to be back up here again and having all the equipment back working again. We've been suffering with mechanical issues here this season. And so it's nice to have all that behind us, and hopefully we can move on here in the second half of the season.
Yeah, next week, Road America. Mike Dam, our race winner, has already said there's going to be a lot of drafting there. And is that something you enjoy, the tight pack racing?
I do. I love the tight packed racing. It's the drafting in Road America is broken up quite a bit outside of that 12-mile front straightaway, but yeah, it's a great course, a lot of strategy, and the nice thing about it, even though you do have the draft to recover if you make a mistake, it's tough to maintain a front position if you have a train behind you there, because there are so many tight corners going down into 5 through 6 through the carousel, a lot of places to make mistakes there. So it's going to be a challenging race. A lot of the drivers are very familiar with that course, so I think we're looking forward to a great race coming up here in 2 weeks. We are off next week for the US of A's 4th of July Independence Day celebration, so we will be back in 2 weeks on July 10th, I believe it is.
Oh yeah, I think the only thing you need to make sure you don't do at Road America is run out of fuel at the bottom of the hill. But yeah, before we let you go, Kevin, do you want to send a quick shout out to anybody?
Yeah, just a big thanks to everybody in the league, all the drivers for a great season so far. They make this worthwhile for all of us. Just tremendous professionalism and sportsmanship out there on the track. The racecraft is second to none, and so I appreciate all the guys. Appreciate the help from Jeff Jacobs adminning the series. Big thanks to you guys at Apex TV, and of course all the family and friends that support me out there. My folks, appreciate them watching, and also a big thank you out there to my lovely wife, Carmen. So you guys have a great night. Thank you.
Well done on the second place. And yeah, enjoy the 4th of July celebrations next week.
Thank you so much.
And finally, I'll leave it up to you two, Alex and Woody, to decide who's going to interview Travis Schwenke here.
I'll do the honours. Okay, Travis, good to have you back in the commentary box, mate.
Yeah, great to be here. Thanks, guys.
That was an eventful race. It was a very tough battle in the first half of it. It was quite a few of you involved in the battle, and then of course you come out of the pits and have a tremendous scrap with Rob Hartley.
Yeah, it was kind of the tale of two races there. That first part, staying with everyone, taking advantage when you could, there was a point there where I was trying to pull away, and I can't remember who the two were in front, but I was in third at the time, and it's just when we started fighting a little bit, that kind of ruined that option. But then after the pit, I was trying to catch up to John, and it was I'd close the gap down to just where I could get in the draft, and then something would happen and it'd open up again, and then both John and I cooked the brakes into two, and Rob was right there, and I kind of had to let him go at that point and hope we could catch John, and he kind of messed up with the chicane and gave me the opportunity to get back by him.
With oh dear, I've completely forgotten what the question was going to be then. No, so obviously, you came out of the pits, and as you closed in on John Allen, there was a point where I thought he was done for, because he had a couple of really slow laps, with a couple of mistakes where you guys gained about a second on him, and then he managed to just find that extra pace at the end. I wonder if he was maybe a little. I don't know if he didn't tell us that he had problems with the fuel, but he might have just had to save for a couple of laps, just to be completely in the clear. And as soon as he got back on it, it looked like he had enough pace.
Yeah, I was worried about that as well. I thought maybe he was short on fuel, but we were talking.
He has been a lot of times.
Yeah,
he has been.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little past history there, but he was actually told me in the other booth there waiting that he was on 16X and he was worried about the 17X. So he was making sure he didn't cross that boundary.
But it is a fantastic circuit, this, isn't it? And really is one of the trickier ones, because it's very much old school in the way that there's grass and there's gravel, and the walls are not too far away to catch you if you make any mistakes. Yeah,
I really like it. Like a few corners you have to really trail brake in, a few corners you have to be really good on the throttle. I really like it. It's a kind of a balance the car track and to get the speed out of it.
Yeah, and on to Road America in 2 weeks' time. What are your thoughts on that circuit and how the race is going to go?
I think it'll be much of the same. So a little more draft there. 3 opportunities on the long straights, and I think we'll probably have a gaggle of cars again fighting the whole time.
I reckon the gaggle's going to be pretty big when we head to Wisconsin in 2 weeks' time. Travis, as usual, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure. Let us know if there's anybody you'd like to say hello to before you go.
Well, definitely thank Frank. I've only been busy with some family stuff, and I put a new load cell in. So it's only my second race with it, but adapting to it quickly. So big thanks to him, and it seems to be working great.
Well, Alex, as you know, stuff like that can make a fairly big difference, can't it?
Oh, huge difference. So, yeah, and I think the brake pedal is the most important pedal to have right as well.
I agree.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's the only one that really is sort of very personal to the individual driver. So, Travis, hopefully that brings you some success for the rest of the season. And but I think you'll be very happy with second place today.
Sure will. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, mate. Thank you very much. Right then, everybody. Well, that pretty much does it for tonight's action from the Ricmotech Sports Car Series. Alex and Adam are probably off to bed. I am probably going to stay up now because I'm wide awake. So there we go. Adam, just a quick word on tonight's action, mate. It's been quite a fun one.
Yeah, interesting one. Enjoyed both the action on the track and the discussion that we had about various things in the comms box. And a week off next week, the 4th of July celebrations. So
we'll be celebrating a night's sleep then.
I wasn't going to say it, but next 2 weeks. Road America. Should be a good one, I think.
I can say it because they know that it's late for us, so, and I'm pretty sure they won't mind. Alex, mate, it's been fun.
Yep, always a pleasure.
All right. Well, look, we'll be back in not such a long time, really. Only about 14 and a half hours, dear me, as we return for the BSR Formula Renault series. That will.
I think it's Zandvoort BSR Formula.
That's in the Netherlands, and yeah, we'll be back for that later on tonight. So from all of us here at Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live, this has been a presentation of the Ricmotech Sports Car Series brought to you by Extreme Motorsports. And well, everybody have a very good morning, and we will see you later on tonight. Thank you.
Focus, determination, passion, stamina, and the will to win. The end result, the Ricmotech Sports Car Series. Extreme Motorsports brings you the Ricmotech Sports Car Series, brought to you by Ricmotech High Performance Sim Racing Equipment, and in part by TD's Tree Service. Live coverage Mondays, 9 p.m. Eastern.